Hello and welcome back to ManVFilm. It's time for Radiance's April announcements. Let's dive in and have a look at the three titles and the one partner label that they have announced so far. Now, I've not really dug into these too much other than just looking at the titles and the covers because I want to look at them with you lovely people. So let's do it. First up, we have Misunderstood, a film by Luigi Comencini, who did The Sunday Woman from Radiance already. There is something about these covers that are on that one that almost repels me. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it. It just makes me think this isn't for me. I see the director's name. I'm really instantly curious. It's an Italian film, so of course I'm interested, but just something about the artwork, which is probably the original artwork, that just, I don't know, doesn't draw me in. John Duncombe, the British consul in Florence, returns home from his wife's funeral to his two children who are unaware of their mother's passing. He makes the decision to tell his eldest son, Andrea, but hides the truth from his sickly younger son, Milo. Director Luigi Comencini captures the innocence and carefree moments of youth alongside the agonizing feelings of grief, creating one of the finest films about childhood. It's a new 2024 2K restoration from the original negative. We have the uncompressed mono PCM audio, interview with co-screenwriter Piero De Bernardi and Cristina Comencini, the director's daughter, and herself a noted filmmaker. Interview with legendary critic Michael Cement. A Child's Heart visual essay by David Cairns on Comencini and the filmmaker's affinity for childhood stories. Trailer, newly translated English subtitles, reversible sleeve featuring designs based on original promotional materials, limited edition booklet, and it's limited to 3,000 copies. It's included in the bundle package, so if you order all of them, you can get 10% off. I do like the director. The subject matter sounds somewhat interesting. Of course, as I've already mentioned, I do trust Radiance, so I look forward to checking it out. Next, we have The Shape of Night. A young woman from the countryside falls in love with a handsome hoodlum who pushes her into a life of prostitution. When his sleazy superiors catch sight of her, she finds herself trapped inside the gaudy maze of city nightlife. Sounds interesting, but it doesn't really give me a lot of what's going on. But definitely makes me curious. Let's see what else there is here. Directed by Noboru Nakamura, a veteran of the Shochiku studio, signature Golden Age family dramas. The Shape of Night was made as a reaction to the radical film styles of the Japanese New Wave, with its lush cinematography, full of saturated colours and a lyrical tone. It's a story of love leading to inescapable tragedy. It's been compared to the films of Douglas Sirk, while also acting as a precursor to the work of Wong Kar-wai. It's an HD digital transfer. You get uncompressed PCM audio, visual essay on the artistic upheavals of Shochiku Studios, which I'm probably butchering the name, by Tom Mez. Trailer, new and improved English subtitle translation. Reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork. Limited edition booklet, and it's limited to 3,000 copies, and there is more to be confirmed. Curious about that one. That sounds kind of depressing, to be honest. So it'd be interesting to check that out. And then we have Lamur Fu. Let's see. Sebastian is staging an adaptation of Racine's tragedy Andromaque, while a film crew captures their rehearsals on handheld 16mm. The production's star and Sebastian's wife, Claire, cannot take the pressure and removes herself. Life imitates art, creating a tragedy for the couple when Sebastian recasts the role with his ex. Lamur Fu is a hypnotic study of tempestuous love, told with director Jacques Rivette's signature reflexivity and containing striking examinations of performance art, theatre, and Life. A classic of the French New Wave and one of Rivette's most radical works, Lamur Fu was unavailable for years, and the original elements tragically burned in a fire. Now meticulously restored, Radiance is proud to present this masterpiece from a new 4K restoration. So, like I said, 4K restoration from materials kept at l'Archive de Film and clear preservation under the supervision of Caroline Champetier. Uncompressed mono PCM audio, a new filmed feature-length documentary featuring interviews with the star and Rivette collaborator and some critics and historians. 95 minutes running time, so that should be interesting. New interview with Caroline Champetier, renowned cinematographer and restoration supervisor. The Third Eye video essay by film critics Cristina Alvarez Lopez and Adrian Martin. Newly translated English subtitles, reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork, limited edition booklet, and it's limited to 3,000 copies. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'm always interested in French New Wave films. I am wondering why it's just a little bit more expensive than the other films, though. If you jump back there, you can see it just kind of sticks out. 1999. And finally, from Raro Video, an Italian film starring Henry Silva by the looks of it, and a film by Fernando De Leo, The Boss. In the 1970s, the crime film flourished in Italy as the country went through years of political and social unrest, the so-called Years of Lead. Italian movie producers would capitalise on these times by producing cheap, violent, and awesome movies about the country's organised crime and corruption, establishing the genre of poliziotteschi. One of the most celebrated poliziottesco directors was Fernando De Leo, a director as concerned with telling entertaining stories as he was with creating socially relevant backdrops. In De Leo's The Boss, Henry Silva plays mob enforcer Nick Lanzetta, who assigns key members of a rival gang in order to put his boss in a position to seize power. However, one surviving member of the gang, Kochi, plots his revenge involving corrupt cop Tori, leading to a bloody series of double crosses and power plays to find who will ultimately become the boss. You have a 4K restoration from 2020 presented in the original Italian version and the shorter English export cut on Blu-ray for the first time in the UK, uncompressed mono PCM audio commentary by Rachel Nisbet, that should be good, new interview with Fernando De Leo biographer David Pulici, archival documentary Mafia Stories featuring stars Gianni Garco, Pier Paolo Capone, and producer Armando Novelli, and director Fernando De Leo, among others. Original trailer, image gallery, reversible sleeve, new and improved English subtitle translation, a limited edition booklet, and it's limited to 3,000 copies. This item is not included in the multi-month bundle package. So you don't. So I'm not understanding this. Maybe I'm just being dumb. This item is not included in the multi-month. Okay. So if you ordered the 2024 package for the 6 months or for the year, you won't be getting this title. If you order it for the month of April, you will get 10% off if you're ordering all the titles. Maybe, if I'm not being too much of a dum-dum. So there we have it. 3 different titles. We have got an Asian film, an Italian film, a French film, and a genre poliziotteschi, which sounds awesome. Looking at these 3 films that Radiance are releasing, if I was to say what sparks the most interest based on story alone, it's probably The Shape of Night, although it could be quite depressing. Looking at the talent behind them, it's an interesting discussion between Rivette or Comencini. I'd probably go for Comencini on this one. But out of all the 4 titles, the Raro one ticks my genre boxes and makes me go, I really want to check that one out. But hey, that's just my opinion. What do you think about these releases? Is there anything there that makes you super interested? Anything that you've been waiting for a while? Or even if you've seen the movies, I would love to know a little bit about them. So let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on these titles, and if you're picking up anything and what you're picking up, because I'm just curious. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.